great to see you today. Michelle here from Vin's. So today what we're going to do for our video is we're going to learn how to collect information, and we're going to set up a phonology journal or notebook. So you might be wondering, what does that word mean, phonology? So maybe we could talk about that first. So I've got the word written down for you, phenology, and I have two pictures here. One's a tree with no leaves on it, and then one's a tree with leaves on it. What do you think that might have to do with this word? Use these context clues and see if you can figure out what the word might mean. Pause the video for a second and see if you can take a guess. All right, so what do you think? What do you think phonology means? Well, let's see. Phenology is a branch of science that deals with the relationship between climate and periodic biological phenomena. So a phenomena that occurs in nature could be anything like when a tree blooms, when a robin builds a nest, anything in nature that's happening, and it happens seasonally. So what does all this mean? This is really sciencey. This is really scientific language here. Maybe we could break that down just a little bit more to understand it better. Let's see. So I have phenology equals nature's calendar. That makes a lot more sense, right? Or the study of seasons and change. So we're going to figure out how to do that ourselves today. It's really easy. The first thing I do is I get my journal. I record things in my journal. We'll take a look at what's inside in a little bit. I get a clipboard because it's a little bit easier for me to record my information using a clipboard. So I have my journal, I have a pencil, clipboard. If you're like me and you like to draw, you might want to bring colored pencils along with you. These ones have a special compartment. They're watercolor, so I can bring some water and do a little painting too while I'm out in the field. It's pretty easy, good, and easy to travel around with. And that's all you really need. You might want a blanket, you might want a snack, a drink, whatever you think is good for you. And then just go for a little hike. So let's go check out and see what we can find. Okay, so I am on a trail, kind of a trail, in the woods behind my house. And we're just going to go check out and see what we can find. We're just making observations, looking around, seeing things that have changed since the last time I've been out here. So I'm trying to notice new things that are popping up. You can see that it's still pretty, not very many leaves are out. There's a few little maple leaves on this tree right here, actually. They're popping out. I could definitely record that. But let's go for a little walk and see what we can find. All right. So we are at a spot in the trail. The other day I saw some really cool leaves popping up, and I thought it might be a great idea to take a look at these leaves again to see if anything has changed, because I knew it was a type of wildflower that would be popping up any day. So let's take a look at it. And so here is a trout lily. The other day I was walking in the same path and I noticed these really pretty leaves, kind of speckly. They look like a trout. And I thought, ooh, I wonder when that'll bloom. So today here we are. Oh, look at the little bug crawling on it. Here we are back outside, and it's in full bloom. It's beautiful. Just a few inches off the ground, probably like 4 inches off the ground. So easy to miss if you're walking too fast. So it's always good to take slow walks. Make careful observations. Okay, so let's see what I will do in my notebook now to record that this has bloomed. So I'm sitting on the ground now next to my trout lily, and I'm going to record in my phonology journal what is happening today. So what I do, and like I said earlier, I like to draw. So what I do when I'm outside, I'll jot down some information. So I've already written down that the trout lily, I found it while exploring. the wooded section past the meadow. So I have the location exactly where I found it in my yard. I know where to look for it because we call it that name. It was in full sun and in full bloom. You could also write down the temperature. So I wrote down that it's 60 degrees and sunny, which it was sunny when I wrote that down, but it's kind of gotten a little bit overcast since then. So I might write down partly sunny to change that. But you can also write things down, like I have the phases of the moon in my notebook. On May 3rd, I saw a wild turkey in my yard, so I wrote down I had a wild turkey. I don't write things down every single day, but this is from April. Like April, I thought really cool stuff that I saw was a cedar waxwing. Colt's foot was blooming. You probably noticed that in the naturalist video or naturalist walk that Marie did. I saw bluebirds, a tricolored bumblebee. I thought that was really important, so I started writing down things I noticed, but I also drew. So when I'm outside, I usually just write down the information, and then when I go back inside, I do my drawing. If I feel like it though, I've got my colored pencils with me. But things that you can do, you can write down what did you see, so you don't have to draw. You can just write down what you saw. You can write down things you smell. So is there something fresh about the earth that you're smelling today? What do you feel? Is this time giving you nice reflection? Are you able to really think about what you're feeling outside? Are you connecting with the earth? What do you hear? Do you hear sounds of birds? Do you hear the leaves crunching under your feet or under your seat as you sit? There's lots of things that you can do for your phenology journal. So if you're not really interested in coloring or anything like that, making detailed pictures, just writing basic information is very okay also. So I brought out this book to show you too, The Outside Story, which was produced by Northern Woodlands. This is volume 2. In the back of the book, there's some activities that you can do. And this one talks about keeping a phenology record. So this basic, and I'll zoom in a little bit more in a little bit, it keeps just your observations on more of a chart or a table versus how I had mine, which is a little more colorful and kind of all over the place. But it says what you observed, the date it was first seen or heard, so you can just record your hearings. It doesn't have to be your seeings. The temperature and location. You could do this just at your house, but you can also go other places. If there's a special park that you visit often, or just anywhere in general, you can write down where you were. Recording the weather too, that's important. I have that, I keep the temperature of the day in mine as well. And then any notes. So this one, for example, says robin. That was the observation. They saw it on March 25th in their front yard. It was 33 degrees and it snowed most of the morning. And then some snow melted. That was a note that they added in there. So it doesn't have to be very detailed or colorful, like I said. This is another idea you can do for your journal. So it's great to keep these journals every single year. And don't feel like you have to write everything down. You can choose what you want to write down. You can spend 5 minutes doing this. You can spend 2 hours doing this. Don't make it a chore. Just enjoy it and have fun with it. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. I hope you get outside, find that connection with nature, and start recording those seasonal changes that you're noticing. You'll become a better observer and really be able to record what's happening year after year. Also, stay tuned the rest of the week for our seasonal changes series. Wednesday, we'll be showing a migratory bird video, and Friday, we'll have campfire stories. So tune in. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Have a great week, everybody.